really understand these people. But a lot of these guys, a lot of these guys need mental health counseling. They need mental health counseling. It's unreal. I think somebody interviewed him. And he was talking to him. Is that it?
This professional 32 terabytes SSD, capable of holding the entire...
I'm going to show y'all this real quick. Yeah, I'm with you, Drake's dad mustache. My job, and I feel like I love to do it, is to shame the behavior. Right? You got to make it so uncool and so embarrassing to even admit you're a street guy. So it has to be shamed in the darkness. A lot of black people don't respond to just you being kind or trying to tell them, hey, don't do this, this is wrong. You have to shame them. You have to look them in the face and tell them, like, bro, this is disgusting behavior. You're lower than dirt to me. I don't respect you. And you should just get away from me. This is what you have to tell them. Because anything else, you try to do candlelight vigils and all that shit, it just doesn't work. It doesn't work. So let's see what we got.
Collection of the New York Public Library is something you won't find at Best Buy or any electronics retailer, even if you were willing to drop $1,000.
This afternoon, an 8 News Now exclusive before one of the biggest trials in Las Vegas history. A sit-down interview with the man accused in the murder of Tupac Shakur. Duane Keefe D Davis speaking with investigator Vanessa Murphy. A quick note, our team was not allowed to put a microphone on Davis due to security. That's why we've included subtitles.
The trial surrounding the murder of rap legend Tupac Shakur nearly 30 years ago is just days away. We were given the rare opportunity to sit down with the man at the center of it all, Duane Keefe D Davis, face to face while he waits here in jail.
Did you have anything to do with the murder of Tupac Shakur?
No, ma'am. No, ma'am. I wasn't even in the matter. I wasn't in the matter, period.
Do you regret the book and the interview?
Yeah, I was just after the money, and they said I was covered. I did it for the money. You know what I'm saying? And
but did anyone tell you maybe it's not a good idea to do that because they might arrest you after they hear you say that or read it in your book? Like, did anyone close to you say, not a good idea?
That was the ghostwriters. I didn't write that book. You know what I'm saying? I don't know nothing about no Winston Churchill, Frank Sinatra. Just read the book. You know I didn't write that book. You know what I'm saying? And the Vlad thing, the lady, she gave me $150,000.
But then when I was watching the interview this week, and the way you sort of go through it by play, like then this happened, it's very believable.
They wrote me a script to follow. My lawyer came with the script. It seemed like he was in bed with them the whole time.
When you were talking in this interview about Tupac's murder and when you were doing this book, were you considering maybe his family at all?
No, I just did it for the money, you know what I'm saying? I was trying to feed my family, you know what I'm saying? And it's wrong. It's just wrong. I'm an innocent man. And they said, yeah, crib. I haven't been around that stuff since like 89. I stopped that stuff, pulled up my pants. I'm not no leader, no Crips, or none of that stuff. That's wrong. They just trying to make their case look good or something. He's a leader of the Crips. He's way up there in the Crips. No, I'm not. You know what I'm saying? There's no color line. I'm messing with Bloods, Crips, everybody. You know what I'm saying? I was just the leader of the Crips. I helped Suge Knight get that record company together. You know what I'm saying? And why would I kill the guy that's making us the most money? You know what I'm saying? He's the best rapper back then. Why would I kill our money like that? It don't make sense. She'll not gonna tell you that I didn't do it. So,
Has the DA's office offered you any plea deals, and would you consider a plea deal?
I'm not gonna take no plea deal because I didn't do nothing. You know what I'm saying?
Boy, you better take that plea deal. He not gonna take the plea deal. Are you crazy, man? You better take the deal. They are going to sandbag you, man. You ain't gonna never, ever, ever see the light of day. When you get in there with that damn public defender, you not taking the plea deal. Are you kidding me?
And I'm 63. I had a cancer battle, and I got 3 stents
We don't care.
in my heart. And the average American lives to like 74 years old. 10 years, I'm dead. So, I don't like taking the deal. You know what I'm saying?
Man, just take the deal, bro.
I heard it was like something from 10 to 25. I'm not gonna do that. You know what
You're going to do that if you don't take the deal.
I'm saying? I'm not gonna take a deal like that. I have, especially after I haven't done nothing. I'm an innocent man.
How concerned are you that you'll be convicted after this trial and you won't get to spend your final years with your family?
Yeah, I think the Ninth Circuit Court is gonna let me go. I think they're gonna let me go because it's not right. I'm gonna be all right though, because God upstairs, he got me, and he know I ain't doing this. Yeah, and I hate I put my family in jeopardy like this. So that's one regret I have.
Jury selection is scheduled for August 10th. Vanessa Murphy, 8 News Now.
Davis is now represented by defense attorney Michael Samft, who was not originally representing him. The 8 News Now investigators interviewed Samft. You can find that.
Yeah, so now the lawyer, he just want to get, I guess lawyers take these cases because they want to get some type of name recognition. It's like a commercial because the lawyer knows, with him pleading out, he's going to go down. But I guess they take the case so you know his name and maybe you can get some other cases. I don't know. But it's really sad. I know he also talked about his family, and I'm pretty sure Keefe hasn't helped his family at all. So he gets to ride in jail, and that's good. That's really good. And we have to celebrate that in the community because we want to get this type of filth off the streets and out of our community to protect, so we have protection over our community. You can't have that running around. It's not good. It's not good for anybody involved. So, and then too, I want to see like in the book, I know he did a book about Tupac and these crimes he did. I want to know what he wrote in the book. Let's see what they got. The book is called Compton Street Level. Okay. Yeah, so he did a whole... What was said about... Let's see. Okay, here's some passages from this book. Yeah, let's take a look at it. Let's take a look at this, people. There we go. Here we go. Davis 60 in the book. He details in the book how he was in Vegas on September 7, 1996 to see Mike Tyson fight at the MGM Hotel. Did it come down? There we go. After the match, Tupac and then Death Row Records boss Marion Suge Knight and their alleged gang, the Mob Pyru Bloods, attacked his beloved nephew Orlando Baby Lane Anderson at the hotel, an altercation which was caught on camera. Davis and his crew were waiting at a different meeting spot, and in the book he explains how some members of the 118 East Coast Crips came running up to their group to inform them some death row N-words jumped on his nephew down by the casino. He writes, we couldn't let no record company, studio gangsters do us like that. They had lost their effing rapping ass minds. Davis said he had already agreed to help Tupac's East Coast rivals, including Puffy, a.k.a. Sean Combs, but says he didn't go to Vegas with the intention of getting into trouble with Tupac. However, he added how after he jumped his nephew, it became ominously personal. While they were preparing to head to Club 662, where Tupac was set to perform, Davis says a man named Eric Von Zip pulled him into his Mercedes Benz and showed him a gun, reportedly telling the now alleged murderer it's time to get the money. Davis, Anderson, and two other men waited in the back parking lot of the club for Tupac and his entourage to come outside. There was no need for words. We all understood why we were there, he wrote. After Tupac didn't show up for an hour and a half, Davis ordered his men to leave, and they went to a liquor store. At that point, they happened to cross Tupac and Suge's car, which they instantly recognized because the rapper was hanging out of the passenger window as fans called his name. Davis' car pulled a U-turn and rolled up alongside the car. Davis claims he saw Tupac reach underneath into the car to grab a weapon, and that's when the fireworks started. One of my guys from the back seat grabbed the Glock and started busting back, Davis wrote in his book. As the rounds continued flying, I ducked down so that I wouldn't get hit. In other interviews, Davis claimed Anderson, who was gunned down and died in 1998, had been the one who shot Tupac 4 times in the chest. Anderson denied involvement in Shakur's murder and was never charged. The other 2 men in the car, Terrence Brown and DeAndre Smith, are also now dead. After the bullets stopped, Davis said their Cadillac took off and no one followed them. I don't know why the Vegas police didn't check Tupac's hands for powder burns to see if he was shooting, because the car we were in was shot up. I don't understand why people act like Tupac was an angel. Davis and his crew eventually ditched the car while they were waiting to cross Las Vegas Boulevard. Saw the ambulance carrying Tupac rush by. Pac would die 6 days later on September 13th from his injuries. After watching the ambulances carry the rapper and Suge to the hospital, Davis's crew went back to the hotel to pop our bottles and partied like it was any other night. The moral of the story, real gangsters are nothing to F with, David wrote. So let's just go back to that right there in those quotes. The moral of the story, real gangsters are nothing to F with, Davis wrote. Let me read that again. The moral of the story, real gangsters are nothing to F with. You're right, Davis, and that's why you're going to rot in the penitentiary for the rest of your natural life, because y'all nothing to F with.